In this video, I'm going to show you a tool that I've developed for front-end web development that integrates with VS Code or your vibe coding agents. You can even use it independently just on your machine, and it will give you that visual development environment experience straight on your desktop. So here's the website. So you can go to feudstudio.com, FEWD, front-end web development studio.com, and you can purchase this little puppy here. So as you can see, it's a visual development environment, and the neat thing about this is that it plugs straight into VS Code. So usually you would open VS Code, you would navigate to and from different files, so your HTML, CSS, and your JavaScript, and hop between one of those with a live server open on the browser. Using Feud Studio, you're able to easily manipulate any of your project files, and it displays for you in the actual environment. So I'm going to minimize this browser for a moment and just give you a quick demo before I show you how you can use it yourself. So first of all, let's click on up to this and start. And this is Feud Studio, so just make sure that I'm out of the way here. As you can see, there's not really much to show at the moment because we haven't connected up the folders, the project folders. If I was to show you the folders, you'll just see that they are on my desktop. In fact, I should be able to show you. If I open Finder, you'll see that they are simply component.html, JS, and module CSS. Okay, so typical files that you would connect with on VS Code. What we're going to do is pop down to the HTML panel and select component HTML. That's what I've called this. And it will ask you if to preview, and you say yes. Obviously, the styling isn't actually joined up at this point, so we need to connect up the styling. So we go and grab the component module CSS, and the reason I made this is because when I was vibe coding and creating a Sanity and Next.js website with Claude, what I noticed is that it was trying to be very in charge of the code, and what I wanted to do was create components as I would in Bricks, Etch, any other proper development tool for WordPress, and I wanted to keep components at the forefront of my construction. And so I want to be able to develop them in an environment. So now we've got these CSS all joined up. It's still not looking pretty. And the reason for that is because I've been a very good boy and I've used globals. So I need to connect to my global styles CSS sheet, which contains my variables and design tokens. And if you don't really know what variables and design tokens are, then you can go and check that out on my previous video. And now we have all of the files lined up or linked up. We are seeing the display as we should. And we can add to all of the different elements. Just note, for the sake of demo, we can also connect JS because, front-end web development is essentially it's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We've got two CSS files because we're using globals, and then we have another sheet for our separate classes. But you need to connect up your JS as well, and it works, at least for the button click anyway. It's working in the preview, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to minimize that panel at this point. So I'm going to go to screen only, so you can just minimize the panel if you don't want it. If you want a bit more room, there is a toggle. It takes it down to, it just toggles between the different environments there, the different levels. But you might wish to have it up here while you're actually working away. I'm going to change that so that it's a bit of a different system. But yeah, okay, so let's show you how this actually works. So just like any other sort of system, really, you can add different elements. So if we want to add another section, then we have a section added and it has a container in there. And then we can bung in maybe some text, and obviously we can change the values for that. So H2, and you'll see that this is all adding down here as well. I can't actually see it because I need my glasses or contacts in. So yeah, we see the elements adding there, and we can change the tag. and it updates as we're going. Okay, so I'll change that back to an H2. Let's put in another text element. Okay, so we see that adding up, and then let's bung in it's a button or it's a link, so you can obviously change that as you should. So where's A? Again, I needed contacts or buttons, and that's cool. So if we place in an actual link, we see that adds into the actual HTML there. And most importantly, obviously, we need to class these up a little bit. So let's bung on, let's call this features, and press enter. And you see that it adds the class in there. If we go to the item below it, it's going to suggest BEM as we work through those. I don't have something like an auto BEM sorted out, which is quite popular, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And that creates all of the classes which we can then start to edit more specifically. So you can see I've had a play already, and as we select on them, we can see the different bits of CSS coming on in there. Obviously, you should be very good and tie those to the globals that you know you have, so you can review them on this panel. Let's just have a little bit of a play. Let's grab features and add in just something like padding. Okay, so you can see that that's all working. Let's grab the heading, and anything you bung in here is obviously going to work, even if it looks terrible. Like, oh, we need a font size, don't we? Font size 30 pixels. Oh, it helps also to put some text in here. So some text in here, and you can see that that is just adding up, adding what it needs to add everywhere here. I'm just going to yank that obviously into, I'll hover it onto the div there. There we are. And let's add a bit of content here. So content here. And obviously we need some text on the link. So we have all of those different elements there. What I have messed up with there is I should put min height. So you can see it's all working as it should. It's, it has its own browser, and the good thing is that we're not even hooked up to the internet. Well, yeah, we're not hooked up to any other sort of environment. We haven't even had to go into VS Code and set up a live server. So yeah, we can literally just come here and learn front end web development, or just put the bulk of a project together. Flex. Direction, column, I won't do much more than that because I think you're seeing the point. Let's just do a 2 AM. All right, so all works perfectly well. Now I need to show you how this is actually saving out. So this is automatically saved to the project files. I will open these up in VS Code. Okay, hopefully you'll see that on the screen. So that's opened up, and you can see that we've got all of the different changes here. So what this is it's a file editor, but it's tied, it's tied into that interface that is very helpful for us and helps us to speed up the process. If we look at the features here, what I would like you to notice is that we can make a change. It's time to make a change. So let's put some text in here, some awesome text in here. Okay, that has immediately changed in the actual file, obviously, and so that reflects in VS Code. Importantly, though, if we make a change on this side, so somewhere else in the file, and then I in VS Code, you have to press Control S to save that. It's going to tell you that there has been a change to the file externally. So do you want to sync those up? And of course we do. That would make a lot of sense. And so that's all sorted out. So there's a bidirectional sort of syncing up, between all of these different elements. They all update with one another because essentially this is just like the central hub for all of these different folders and files that we've connected to. Now, when you're using when you're creating a sanity project, there's obviously a lot of gubbins, all amongst the HTML. So that's why we have up here we have full HTML. So that will actually explicitly add in the HTML document around the content, or we have component. And component is what you need to use when you're doing something like sanity. So it's not going to put in the HTML document around your code in your file. So when you actually connect to a TSX file in your project, it's going to disable the HTML anyway. So you don't have to worry about that. Obviously, just make sure you've pushed to Git and you've saved everything, because if you change anything in here, you will change the values and everything that you have in your other folders, and this automatically saves. Cool. So those are all the different bits. I mean, it's working really, really well. This is a working product. If you want to learn front-end web development, you don't need anything but this. You don't even need VS Code. The idea of this is that VS Code would handle all of the logic, and VS Code is where you'd work with Claude. My sort of workflow here would be that I have my global documents, I have my component CSS sheets, and I have my HTML. And when I create a component in my new websites, I can do that personally and ensure that everything is done. Please see my recent video where I was like, what? I fucked up. Claude is messing up my code. This solves that problem because you're able to create as you would in any other visual development environment. And then, of course, you can say to Claude, okay, now wrap all of this in the I've not got files open, but I'll show you. So if you're familiar with ACF fields and things like that, or Astro, it's very similar, curly brackets and braces, and that pulls in the dynamic data. All you need to do then, once you've developed everything as a front-end web developer, is say to Claude, right, now wrap all this up as we need to, make it compatible with Next or Astro, whatever it is that you're using. Astro, I always forget. So if this is interesting to you, this version is all working. Obviously, there are some improvements that I would like to make, but it's a working tool and very lightweight. There's not really any sort of high stakes with this. So it is for sale. So if you pop along to Feud Studio, Front-End Web Developer Development Studio, just pop along and add it to your basket. I haven't even put the price on there, which is ridiculous, but it's $19.99 for an early bird release. So, use it, enjoy it. At the moment, in the next couple of days, I'll bring a Windows version in. I've just not compiled that yet. But this version is working well universally across old and newer Macs. So, yeah, have a play with it, enjoy it, feedback to me. That would be really great. So that is Feud Studio. I do hope that you are happy to jump on an early bird train and come along and use this first version. Got loads of ideas for how this can progress further, but it's a really lightweight application. It enables you to just independently learn front-end web development without any complications, without even downloading and trying to set up VS Code and the live server and all of that. So there are just no barriers here to jumping onto a project. I should say that it's not yet available for Windows users. I will be compiling that in the next couple of days and making that available. So when you pop along to the site, you can get the version that you need. And there was another note as well. Yes, okay. So I need to properly get myself sorted on this one. So when you install this app, it will give you a security warning. You just need to pop along to privacy and settings, and you'll yeah, settings, privacy and settings, privacy and security, I'm sorry, and then you'll find a little note right down the bottom for Feud Studio, and you've just got to click open anyway. Obviously, it is safe, but I just need to get all of that sorted in the next week. Of course, if there is interest, if it's worth me jumping in and doing that. But yeah, I'll tidy up those little loose ends. And talking of loose ends, there might be little things that go wrong. It's in the documentation, but obviously, especially when you're connecting to TSX files, that's why component mode exists. So it should be okay, but you just got to be sure that you don't. An HTML mode actually disables, so you can't mess it up. We just don't want it to mess up any of your more intricate elements. So yeah, just always save and then use it. It's a working tool, and I hope you enjoy. Would really enjoy your feedback as well. So come back, email. The email is on the documentation at this point. I've not set up a form and everything at this point, but of course you can comment below and comment on this video, and yeah, I'll check in on those. Okay, cool. So it's the weekend. Just wanted to push this out and get on with the sun and a barbecue, maybe a glass of vino, eh? So, all right. Have yourselves a good day. Bye-bye.